You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart, and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. Hello and welcome back to That Home Loan Hub. If you're self-employed, this is the episode for you. And if you're going through separation, this is the episode for you too. So stay tuned in. I've got my resident James here. Hello, James.
Hey, how's it going?
Wonderful, thank you. James, you've got a really cool case. I've been working on that case for the last few years, and you've now been the lead on this case for me because I can't be in 100 places at the same time, and it's nice to share the love. So, James, let's talk about this wonderful, wonderful case that we have.
Okay, so it's actually one of two separation cases that I'm situations I'm working on, and it's a really stressful thing to go through for the people involved. So it's pretty cool to be able to help them. So in this situation, we've got a person who's self-employed and has been self-employed for say 7 or 8 years, I would say at least. That business has gone through its ups and downs, and certainly during the COVID period.
It's hospitality, right? This client owns a café, hospitality industry. So very tough times over the last few years after the COVID and then the recovery and the downturn in the economy. Yeah. So she's seen it all.
Yeah, absolutely. But we were able to show that, we showed all the financial statements from the last few years to the banks or the lenders. And, she can show... And initially, the banks had some queries because it didn't look like the business was quite doing as well as what it had done. But she was able to show that she's actually made some strategic decisions around her business to make it more profitable. And as soon as we were able to show that and provide evidence in the financial statements, she pretty much got approval from three out of 4 banks, 4 of the main banks that we were going after. And it's a unique case because she already owns the house. She's a co-owner. I guess, is that the word that we use? Co-owner? Yeah. Co-owner of the house with her previous partner. She owned the house before they got together. So they, and there's lawyers involved and all that kind of stuff. So it is going to be such an ideal solution if we can get her to own that house freehold herself. Not freehold, sorry. Get the lending she needs to take over that entire mortgage. And
if you've missed my episode on Relationship Act, I've done a webinar with Paulina, and we've covered around, the relationships and de facto relationships and things like that. So even if you own that property, but you didn't have a contracting out agreement, then, whatever is yours is theirs, 50-50. Yeah. So unfortunately, even though she owned the house and the partner came in to live with her, contributed maybe to the mortgage a little bit, but then after 3 years, if they separate, effectively the partner can claim 50% of the property.
Yeah.
So this is where we needed to help the client to borrow a little bit extra to pay out the partner. And hopefully, that will sort out their financial separation and make it easy for them going forward because they still have children to co-parent together, and they want to co-parent in the nicest way possible.
Yeah. It's been a pretty long journey by the sounds of it, but it feels like we're getting pretty close to sealing the deal.
Yeah, but the main takeaway for those that are self-employed here is the banks do want to help you. Yeah. We want to help you, and we want to see you get ahead in life. So for us, in order to understand your situation, we need to understand your business. We need to understand what you've been doing in your business to improve your position, even if the financials don't look that flash in the last few years. But going forward, they look better. We need to understand what you're doing.
Absolutely.
That we can convey that message to the banks, because the banks need to be confident in what you're doing.
Absolutely, and that's what got this one across the line. Yeah. So just having those extra insights that the owner was able to share with me, and communicate really clearly to the bank. Yeah. And it was good.
Absolutely. Thank you, James. This is a really, really powerful story to share, because I think a lot of the time, when we're doing deals, we're dealing with humans, we're dealing with their emotions, we're dealing with their lives. We get fully entangled.
Yeah, and they I think they really appreciate that we understand their stress.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that we do everything that we can in terms of communicating with them, keeping in touch.
Yeah.
I think that's quite highly valued.
Yeah. And I think what was really important in this case is that we were team tagging.
Yeah.
You know, when I was away, you were responding. When you were away, I was responding. So the client felt like they were looked after really, really well. When you don't have that support around you as a advisor, I remember back in the day, you know, when I was first starting out, it was just me. I had to be on 24/7.
Yeah.
I felt like I could never take a break because I needed to be there for my clients. So I feel like I'm in a very fortunate position right now, having such an awesome team around me, between you and Kunch and a few others.
Yeah.
You know, we're always team tagging, and
It is really good because I know if you do get pulled into meetings for two, you know, I was traveling that day, I think.
Yeah.
It was really hard to, you know, we're not supposed to check our emails while we're driving. So it was really cool to, you know, when I got home, it was all sort of pretty much sorted for me, you know, the questions.
Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. James, thank you so, so much. And just a reminder, if you've missed the episode on Relationship Property Act, please go back and have a look. I've got a YouTube channel, and what would really help me if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're trying to lift our subscriber views because that really helps to get our message across. And what would really also help is if you're on Instagram, please find me on Instagram and follow me. I am few followers away from 1,000, and apparently I need 1,000 followers to start doing live videos. So if you could help me by following me, not in real life, just on social media.
Oh, there they are.
Always creeps me out, that word. I'm usually not the one to ask, but in this instance, I feel like what we do is important and we do want to spread that message across. So if you can, please follow me on YouTube and Instagram. That would be most appreciated. Thank you and bye. And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.